Okay, so I've taken a shower and tried to do something with my hair to, you know, make it look a little bit nicer or change it up a little bit. For this vlog, we are sitting at the table now, and I'm gonna write the next probably 1,000 words. I made a new sheet for this one, so I have what I roll here for each 100 words, and then trying to get to 20 in this vlog. We'll see what happens though. You never know. I think we can do it in the next 1,000 words, but I'm not sure. Also, hello, welcome to part 5 of the D20 dungeon writing crawl. This is going to be words 4,001 to 5,000, if we have to go that far. Depends. I've been having some high rolls today, so I'm not entirely sure, but I do just want to get back into the writing, because while I was in the shower, I was kind of thinking about what I wanted to do with this story. Or, not what I wanted to do with the story, but where the story is going. And this is probably the only section I'm going to get to write, because this is 2,601 words long. So, if I have to do another vlog, I'll probably write the rest of this section. But I'm only going to get, like, a little more than a third of the way through this section. So I'm going to start writing, and I'll let you guys know how the first 100 words in this vlog goes. Alright, so in that first 100 words there, we see Xander asking Celine what she thinks about the vampire world, about magic, about things like that. And then in the last few words, we get to see him showing her what a vampire looks like when, you know, they're in vampire mode or whatever. So I actually didn't even get to finish the description, because these 100 words, they keep being in these, like, not perfect parts to stop, that I'm like, but I wanted to finish my sentence. I don't know why this hair right here is still, it's this layer right here. It just keeps doing this. But yeah, so he's telling Celine about these things because she has to understand those things first before he tells her kind of what happened and stuff like that. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but right now, I want to finish that part and then continue on with the rest of the section, because I don't remember what happens in the rest of this section. Actually, I'm looking through it right now and I have no idea. It is like 8 pages though, so we're going to be here a while. But I am going to write down my roll of 17, which does pass 17. So I got a 17 here. And then I'm going to write that stuff down. I'm going to write down about the section, and then I will continue on with the writing. So the only way you're going to believe me that I passed this one too is because I show all the rolls. And I got an 18 on this last one. And how? Honestly, how? I mean, are we going to finish this in the next 200 words? Maybe. Are we not? I don't know. I'm just going to have to keep rolling dice and writing the words and seeing what happens. Although my laptop was upset, so I put it on the charger. because I guess it's dying. And then I brought out my tablet with the keyboard, the Bluetooth keyboard I have for it. The keyboard died, so the last 100 words I had to write on this flat. Hold on. I'll show you. Come on. I had to write them like this. But imagine that flat on the desk. So I had to write those words like this. And, I mean, I got them written. It didn't really take that long. The typing was just a little bit weird because I can't really go like this on the tablet. So it took me a little bit of time. But also, in this section, after he, you know, shows her his vampire face, she's very interested in it, and she wants to, like, touch his face for some reason. I don't understand. I'm just going with it, I guess. But she wants to touch his face and stuff, and, you know, he's talking about how, you know, that's kind of actually the worst thing she could do right now. Not that she knows that he wants to drink her blood so badly right now, but, you know, he's also kind of, you know, being understanding with her, trying to hold, you know, control of himself as much as he can and stuff. And I really want to write the next 100 words to see what what ends up happening in this moment, because I don't know, and I feel like I'm probably going to get to this paragraph down here, and that's about it. So we'll get to, you know, learn just a little bit more, which I think is really interesting with each 100 words too, because I'm getting to learn little bits at a time about, you know, what a character's thinking, what's going on, and stuff like that. So I'm going to keep typing, and we'll see where we end up. I don't know what the camera angle is going to look like for the writing, though, because I don't have a laptop or a computer currently, so it might just be a weird thing of watching me do this. I don't know, but we're gonna see what happens. Alright, so in this last 100 words, we see Xander having a, like, internal struggle, debate, about wanting to drink Celine's blood because he took her hands away from his eyes after she touched them, like, underneath them and stuff, because they, like, crackle and have a weird texture to them. So he's holding one of her wrists in his hand, and he says to himself, you know, on the inside, he's like, you know, am I actually going to drink her blood? Or, you know, isn't that going to kill me? Or, you know, stuff like that. So I think in the next part, or in the next 100 words, he's going to have to, you know, decide if he's going to or not, or, you know, if she's going to end up trying to stop him, which obviously wouldn't work because she's a human, he's a vampire, she's very weak, he's not. Or she's very weak compared to him because he's a vampire. So I think in that section we're going to get to see what happens between the two of them a little bit, because 100 words is a short period, so we'll see what happens. But I do want to write the next 100 words because, so I got an 18 again, and obviously that doesn't get me past 19, so I want to see how many of these 100 words it's going to take me to pass 19, and then, I mean, obviously on to 20, which I don't think I've rolled a 20 the entire time. Like let's see, how many times have I rolled now? 43 times? I don't think I've rolled a 20 at all. It maybe once. So it's going to be really hard to get that 20, because that is a 1 in 20 chance. That is a 5% chance of me rolling that, which to roll a 19 is a 10% chance, and I've already rolled one twice. Yeah, twice in this thing, and I've rolled an 18 3 times, which is a 15% chance, so I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to write another 100 words and see if he does drink her blood or not, because I don't remember, which is what makes this fun. Alright, so in this last 100 words, Xander is still kind of having trouble with, you know, trying not to drink Celine's blood, but he also wants to, and he's having a hard time, you know, getting himself not to do it because he knows that if he does drink her blood, it'll kill him. But at the same time, he feels like if he doesn't, like he feels inside of himself, if he doesn't, he might die anyways. And so, another cliffhanger for us, waiting to see what happens next. And I got a 10, so we're still on 19. But I do have hope that we will get through 19 and up to 20. Maybe we'll finish it. Maybe. We shall see. I got a lot of 19s earlier. I rolled like 2 19s in the last one, and then a 17 and an 18. So I'm hoping we can get there. But like I said, I've never rolled a 20, so that's going to take me a while. That might be its own, like, vlog in itself, because I have not rolled a single 20 yet. And I've rolled 44 times. I don't know if I am going to roll a 20, or if it's going to take me a bunch more vlogs just to roll a 20, but we'll see. I'm going to write the next 100 words, and maybe we will finally see what happens. Is he going to drink her blood or not? I don't know, but we'll see, and I'm excited to write some more. Alright, so in this last 100 words, Xander actually does drink Celine's blood, but he has no idea what's happening to him, because the only other time he's ever had blood, he almost died, so he's never had blood since then, animal or human, otherwise. So he's just kind of, you know, in this, like, euphoric state, and he has no idea what's happening, but it feels good, so he lets it keep happening, and then, I mean, he's just drinking her blood for a good, probably, honestly, only like 10 seconds, which I'm gonna have to look up how much blood you can lose in 10 seconds, depending on the kind of wound it is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. But he's just, I mean, he's drinking his blood, he's feeling it, he's feeling the sensation, and it's just, I mean, absolutely euphoric to him, so he's having a good time, and he only stops for a second at the beginning to think, man, what if her blood won't actually kill me? What if, you know, the life I've been living is kind of a lie, and human blood won't kill me? But for him, it's specifically this girl. He doesn't know that, but it's specifically this girl's blood that won't. What is my hair doing? Oh my god, I hate this side. It's so bad. It's specifically her blood that won't kill him. He doesn't know that yet, but he does kind of, you know, question it, like, why am I not dying, you know? So he thinks about this for a second, but then he just enjoys the feeling and then comes back to his senses. Like I said, probably like 10 seconds later. And I have the worst roll I've had in these 2 vlogs. I thought 9 was the worst. Nope, I got a 4. So, we're definitely staying on 19. We're not moving on to 20 quite yet. But we are inching further and further down, so I don't know if we're gonna make it in this one. I mean, I hope so I can finish these vlogs, but if not, well, more content, I suppose, and more writing too. So, because through this whole thing, I've written 4,500 words so far. That's like 4,500 words. That's a lot of words. So maybe I'll make this like a yearly challenge to do this like every year and see how many words I can write doing this, because it has been an experience thus far, and it's been an interesting way to, you know, stop and pause every 100 words to think about, you know, what's going on and stuff. And I have been writing, so this is the last vlog, I have been writing like a little short couple sentences each 100 words, and then I have the same setup on this side. It's just not very full right now, but I have the same setup here where I put what roll I get on each 100 words, and then if I make it to whatever number, and then I write a few sentences. So that's been going really well. I do like writing down just a little bit about it, or how I feel about it maybe, or something I think of in those 100 words. So I'm going to write the next 100 words and see him come back to his senses and what that ends up feeling like for him, and how he kind of processes all of that. So in this 100 words, Xander, he feels his senses as a vampire being heightened, but then he somehow, I'm not really sure how, but somehow he has enough control to come back to himself, like his normal self, and he's able to think more about the situation, and it's so hard to put into words other than the words that are on the page. But he also questions how he can, you know, be feeling any of these things instead of, you know, just dying. Because the first time and the only other time he's ever had blood, he almost died. So he's, you know, confused about this happening, but he kind of pushes that aside for a minute to worry about the girl and make sure she's okay. And she starts to talk, but I only got one word in before the 100 words was over, so I really want to get back to it. But we're at 4,600 words, and I rolled a 1, which is the opposite of the number I needed. So we're going to continue on and see what happens. In this 100 words that I just wrote, we get to see Xander feeling bad about drinking Celine's blood, but thinking it would be too awkward to ask her just outright if she's okay, because, I mean, he's the one that did it, so why would he be asking? I don't know. So instead, he kind of launches into this whole thing, you know, trying to explain it away of, oh, you know, I'm sorry about that, I don't know what got into me, you know, I get these urges, but I've almost never had human blood, so, you know, I learned to ignore it, but your blood is so darn delicious. I don't know, he's just being weird about it. So, I gotta flip this over to read what I wrote. So then he's gonna go on to, you know, just keep making excuses and then just kind of move on entirely, and she's probably gonna ask him more questions about it because that's what she does, and it's just kind of trying to segue from that topic in a good way, or in a smooth way, I guess. Like, it makes it feel like it's supposed to go that way. It doesn't right now. It feels kind of clunky, but as I rewrite this more and more, it'll probably get better. But, for now, it's just how it is. It's kind of cringy, but, you know, you gotta make the terrible first draft before you can move on to anything else. So I'm trying to finish this dang novel, but it's taking me so long. So I'm hoping throughout Preptober, I'll be able to do, you know, sprints like this, or, you know, timer sprints, and get through a good chunk of this, because this is 180 sections long with a prologue and epilogue. So 182 sections technically. We're on 57, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sections before that. So we're basically only 47 sections in to this story that is 180 sections long. So I really need to get moving and get as much of this thing written as I can, so then I can, in NaNoWriMo next month, I can work on actually writing new words, working on new parts of this story, and figure out what I'm doing with the story, because it's very long. I don't know if I'm going to need to section it out. I don't know if it's going to just be a really long story. Maybe it'll be like an episodic thing. I don't know. So I'm going to write... Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I got an 18 on the last roll. And obviously that doesn't get me through 19. So this is one of the longest ones I've had yet. I mean, lately anyways. It's 5 on 19 so far. We only have 3 more rolls to go. So I'm going to write another 100 words, and then we'll see what happens. So in this 100 words, instead of either apologizing or, you know, actually asking if she's okay or anything like that, he instead, you know, kind of comes up with excuses like, oh, I'm afraid of something, the other, oh, you know, I get these urges, blah, 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 and, you know, kind of stumbles over his words, trying to, you know, explain why he did it, like what it felt like happened there, and what kind of how he got to where he was, in a way, and it happened in a matter of seconds for him, but he just, it was a moment of weakness, I suppose, but, you know, she didn't seem fazed by it at all, or worried by it, or anything like that. So I guess she's probably more into this kind of thing than, you know, she lets on, and she wants to know about the supernatural world, and she's more open to a lot of things. And, you know, this is it kind of shows a little bit here, and then in the next part, I think they kind of introduce themselves to each other then, because they haven't really gotten to know each other, or they don't even know each other's names right now. They have no idea. And all this stuff's happened. They have no idea who each other... Well, she knows his name because of the blood drive earlier in the day, but he doesn't know her name because he just doesn't. Maybe earlier on I should have her wearing like a name tag or something. That sounds like something people would do at a place of work, is have a name tag. I might have to add that in at some point. We'll see. And then for this 100 words, I got in 10. So we are on our 6th roll for trying to get a 19, because we already got a 19 twice before. So we're going to have to do this all again. I don't know if I'm going to do it today, or if I'm going to finish this on a different day, maybe tomorrow. I might finish it today, though. I'm going to finish these last 200 words, see how I feel, maybe take a little bit of a break, and then I might continue on anyways. I have no idea. So I'm going to write another 100 words, and we'll see what we learn about these two characters. Alright, so in this last 100 words, Xander and Celine both tried to kind of laugh off the entire interaction that just happened between them by talking about how, you know, it's a vampire thing to want blood all the time, and then he asks a question he's been dying to ask, which is, you know, how is she so calm about all of it? And she goes, you know, I don't really know. I'm just a pretty chill person, so, you know, it would take a lot to genuinely surprise me these days. And he says she's a strange mortal, which he then thinks in his head he's not sure if she actually is one, because everything that she's been through in the day that he's known her, I don't know that a mortal can go through all that. And then, you know, she laughs about him saying that, and then be like, oh yeah, because you're a normal vampire, because it's totally normal to be a vampire anyways. And I did get a 19 on this roll, so I did finish, round 19. Now we're on 20. So now it's going to be a game of how many rolls is going to take me to roll a 20, which is a 5% chance, and I have never rolled one. I've never rolled a 20, not even once. So, in this whole challenge. So, either I'm going to get one on 5,000 words, or we're going to do another vlog with the challenge of how many rolls is it going to take to get to, or to get a 20 on this die, because, oh man, it's been difficult. So I'm gonna write 100 more words. Hopefully we roll a 20. If we don't, the next vlog is just going to be entirely trying to roll a 20, and I don't care how many words it takes. We're just going to continue the vlog until I make it, or until I've written so many words I just don't feel like writing anymore. So I'm going to write these 100 words and see what happens. Okay, so first and foremost, I rolled a 2, not a 20, so that was about as opposite the roll as I needed, as you can get, besides being a 1. So we are going to be having another vlog. It might be a short one. It might, you know, just be a like 10-15 minute vlog. It might be a really long one. I don't know, but it's going to be the quest to getting a 20 on the die. So, yep, that's great. That we're going to have to do another vlog just to finish this. And like I said, since it's been a whole series now, I think, you know, I might make this a yearly thing that I do. It might be a little bit fun to, you know, either during NaNoWriMo or in Preptober, depending on what novel I'm working on at the time, a year from now. Because I have no idea. Depending on what novel I'm working on, we'll see, if I end up doing this again, because like I said, I've written so many words. I've written 5,000 words now, and 2,000 today, and 3,000 before, but I've written 5,000 words, and I'm still not done with this challenge yet. I never thought it would take this many rolls, so that's 50 rolls so far, and we've made it to finishing 19 and starting 20, so we shall see what happens. I think I'm going to take a small break, though, and then come back to this in a little while. We'll see. I do need a little bit of a break, though, because I've written 2,000 words today, and I've worked on this for the last, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours, something like that. So it's taken me some time. I've taken breaks in between, and I had dinner, about an hour and a half ago, so I did have a small break there. But anyway, so in this last section of this vlog, in these 100 words, Xander and Celine introduce themselves to each other, and they just kind of like, they're joking with each other a little bit, trying to lighten the mood from what just happened and stuff, and that's kind of what makes me want to start the next vlog already, but it might have to wait until later or tomorrow, I don't know yet, but I might do the writing at the desk, though, because it would be more comfortable, and I don't know how many 1,000 words it's going to take me to get, or 100 word sprints, but how many thousands of words it's going to take me to roll a 20. So I have another page, though, here made, but I didn't put anything on the next page in case I do end up writing more than 1,000 words, because I can fit about 1,000 words worth of these, what my roles are, which one I went on, and then, the number that I'm on, which is just going to be 20. So maybe I'll make it look fun or whatever for that. And then, right below that, I put just a little blurb about whatever I wrote or how I'm feeling about the sections. So I did leave the next page blank in case I do need more than one page to write all of that. But it worked out perfectly, though. For 1,000 words, it fits on one page. It's kind of awesome. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of this vlog. We still haven't finished yet, so there is going to be a part 6 coming out sometime soon. I'm not sure when. But that's where we're at. Let me know down in the comments below how your writing is going, what your plans are for Preptober or NaNoWriMo or both. I'd love to hear about it. And I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.